in fact this is Aaron Rodgers' last season in Green Bay, man, there are an awful lot of teams that would pay a king's ransom to get a guy like Aaron Rodgers under center. Obviously a first ballot future Hall of Famer. But what's the team that you think, Bart, he should go to if, in fact, he cannot make it work in Green Bay beyond this season?
Well, the most intriguing, there's a couple of teams that are really intriguing to me, but I think a dark horse where, like, it would be like a great transition with all that they have and what they're building there. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers would be crazy, right?
What?
I think the Pittsburgh Steelers with those young talent it may cost you one of those good players, right? It may cost you a Bush, one of your young Mika Fitzpatrick. It may cost you one of your outstanding players and 2 first-round draft picks in the future. But if you got Aaron Rodgers with those type of skill sets, you think about Claypool, you think about Johnson, you think about Juju Smith-Schuster, Najee Harris. I mean, I think that's ready to build. And you talk about one of the most consistent organizations. I don't think Mike Tomlin has ever had a losing season.
Correct.
But it's a couple other places where I can see. But I'm talking about a team where he goes there, and they're that year probably the Super Bowl favorite.
Okay, but Mike Tomlin is an accountability guy. Like, one of the things that I love about Mike Tomlin is that he always admits when he's done something that he could have done better, and he expects the same from his guys. Rodgers doesn't have a reputation of that. Like, that's one of the things that people get frustrated with.
He dealt with Big Ben. Like, Big Ben don't actually have a clean slate. Like, he's a guy to checkered pass, and, he had to deal with a lot of stuff from Ben Roethlisberger. And you talk about as the saga continues, he's dealt with the
saga,
with it, right, with the 3 Bs and all this stuff, Antonio Brown. So, listen, it's nothing that Mike Tomlin can't handle, and I think it's such a level of mutual respect between Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers. It'd be no problem.
I agree with you on that. They are going year to year with Big Ben, so you got to believe that if Aaron Rodgers were available, it would solidify the arrangement with Ben Roethlisberger as temporary. So I agree with you on that. Broncos is a team we've heard a lot about. Obviously, it may be a desired location by Aaron Rodgers. It's an AFC team. Obviously, we don't think the Packers would trade him within the conference. Look, you don't want to go through Aaron Rodgers. Like, if you're the Packers and you end up trading him, I can guarantee if he goes to an NFC team, you are going to see the very best year performance by a quarterback from Aaron Rodgers. If he has the opportunity to keep the Packers from making a playoff run, being in the Super Bowl, he will do whatever it takes. But you got to think that any team that was in on the Deshaun Watson campaign, anybody that was in on that sweepstakes would certainly be in on the Rodgers sweepstakes as well. So some of those teams are the Panthers, right? Weren't they one of the teams that were in on Deshaun Watson before all of the allegations came out against him? Obviously, you got to think that they would be in on the Aaron Rodgers market as well. I happen to think that Sam Darnold is going to thrive under Matt Rule. He just didn't have any playmakers in New York, and you know that having covered covered the team. I mean, do you think that they are committed to Sam Darnold going forward?
I mean, if Sam Darnold can have an outstanding year, they've already picked up his 5th-year option. So I think, that's a cheaper way to build. I mean, if you go with Aaron Rodgers, they have a lot of young, talented players that they can really put into a package to present to Green Bay. But I think Sam Darnold is a cheaper, more viable, approach for them as they want to try and keep their salary cap down. You want to try and continue to build a roster with young players.
Through the draft, sure.
Through the draft. So I don't know, but I look at teams that are desperate and understand that they have other stars on there that they're trying to win with before they have to pay them. So that's why I look at a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers. I also look at like the team at like the New Orleans Saints as well, because you think that maybe Jameis, after anybody that saw him go through the drill yesterday, where everybody made it through and he got knocked out, he got knocked out by the cushion. You know what I mean? It's just like the most Jameis thing that you can ever see. Like, you don't know. Like, it's still up in the air whether he's going to be able to win.
Aaron Rodgers and Taysom Hill teaming up again in that quarterback room. Obviously, those two have history from their time in Green Bay. What about the Washington football team? They have been building their defense. Maybe they feel like they're a quarterback away from a deep playoff run. They lost in the wild card last year after a long drought of not being in the playoffs. Is that a team? I mean, you talk about respect.
Yeah.
People have a lot of respect for Ron Rivera and what he's doing there.
I mean, that would be an ideal situation and destination as well. They got young, skilled position players. Gibson, they think about McLaurin on the outside. Samuels on the outside. They have a good, solid offensive line. Their defense is going to give Aaron Rodgers, or would give Aaron Rodgers, a lot more opportunities and possessions to score points.
So Washington football team, something that maybe is being thrown out there as well. We talk about the Broncos. You know, we were talking about the Panthers a second ago, and I keep going back to I just can't see the Packers trading him within the conference. This is a guy who is motivated by slights, and if he ever had to face Green Bay or even had the potential to face Green Bay with a chance to knock them out of the playoffs, I think you would get the single greatest performance by a quarterback you have ever seen as a guy who would be motivated by that opportunity to knock Green Bay out. Okay, so yesterday Aaron Rodgers was asked about Jordan Love, right? Jordan Love, obviously, the guy who's kind of been forgotten in this whole saga between the front office and Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron has been on the other side of this. In fact, Saturday night is the family night scrimmage up in Green Bay at Titletown. It's expected to be the first time that the Lambeau Bowl will be full since January of 2020. So 18 months, okay? That's a very long time for the people of Green Bay and the surrounding communities to not be cheering on their Green Bay Packers. And that is when, in 2008, Brett Favre came back. Remember, he had retired. He had retired earlier in the year, and he came back. There were all these rumblings. We were tracking flights in Wisconsin, and when he landed, he went to Lambeau Field, sat in a suite, and really made a whole spectacle of the evening.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.